Welcome to Mindful Moments.
Yeah.
Nourish your mind on the go.
Yeah.
This video uses AI narration to present our original book analysis.
Oh, cool.
Today we're diving into Liz Moore's Long Bright River.
Okay.
You heard of this one?
I have, yeah. It's a really intense read.
It's a gripping novel set in Philadelphia's Kensington neighborhood, a place ravaged by the opioid crisis.
Darn it.
And it's where we meet Michaela,
Yeah.
Mickey Fitzpatrick, a police officer, patrolling the same streets where her younger sister Casey, a struggling addict, has vanished.
Wow.
Yeah. So right away, you're kind of thrown into this world.
Oh, yeah.
That's really...
It pulls you in.
Yeah, it pulls you in immediately.
Yeah.
Mickey's life is this blend of personal and professional struggles.
Right.
And Moore uses her internal thoughts to reveal her character so well.
It's fascinating how right from the first chapter, we get this sense of Mickey, someone who's seen hardship, who knows she's made mistakes but is determined to do her job. That foundation really sets the stage for her journey throughout the book.
And it feels like her relationship with Casey is so central to that journey.
Definitely.
They both experienced such a difficult childhood. Their mother's death, their father's absence, and being raised by their grandmother Guy, who was, well, a tough woman to say the least.
Their upbringing in Kensington, a place where survival often overshadows everything else, seems to push the sisters in very different directions.
Right.
Mickey seeks stability and order in her role as a police officer, while Casey, who perhaps witnessed more of their mother's struggles, takes a path marked by rebellion and ultimately addiction.
Those flashbacks to Casey's past are so powerful.
Oh, they are.
You see her early experimentation with drugs, her teenage pregnancy, and how she gets trapped in this cycle of overdoses and near-death experiences.
Yeah.
What stands out to you about Casey's story, especially in the context of Kensington?
Well, what's striking is how Casey's story isn't unique in Kensington. The neighborhood itself almost becomes a character, shaping the lives of its residents, many of whom are struggling with poverty, addiction, and violence. It highlights the systemic issues that contribute to the opioid crisis. It's not just about individual choices, but also about lack of opportunities, broken systems, and a sense of despair that can feel inescapable.
And through it all, Mickey is desperately trying to find Casey.
Yeah.
She rides along in the ambulance after an overdose.
Oh, wow.
Witnessing Casey's hatred upon being revived, a raw glimpse into the complex emotions surrounding addiction.
That hatred speaks volumes about the complexities of addiction and its impact on relationships. Imagine the internal struggle. Wanting to escape the pain, but also resenting being pulled back from the brink.
Right.
It's a powerful illustration of the push and pull that many addicts experience.
The book also unveils these hidden truths.
Oh, yeah.
That really shake up the family dynamic.
For sure.
We learned that G had been keeping child support payments from their father all those years.
It makes you question everything you thought you knew about their family.
Yeah.
Was their father truly absent, or was he kept away?
Right.
And what does that reveal about Guy's motivations? These revelations add layers to the story, forcing you to reevaluate the characters and their choices.
And then there's Mickey's past relationship with her former mentor, Officer Clear, which started when she was underage. That's a secret that definitely hangs over her.
That relationship casts a long shadow, constantly reminding Mickey of her vulnerability and the ways in which power dynamics can be exploited. It adds to the feeling that everyone in this story is grappling with their own demons, their own moral grays.
Mickey is walking a tightrope.
Yeah.
She's dealing with these personal struggles while also investigating the murders of several women in Kensington.
Oh, wow.
And then the suspicion arises.
What's that?
Could her own sister be involved?
That suspicion puts Mickey in an impossible position.
It does.
Her loyalty to her sister clashes with her duty as a police officer.
Yeah.
It adds a whole new layer of tension to the story.
Right.
And highlights the ethical dilemmas that police officers often face, especially in communities struggling with crime and addiction.
It's in this tension that we really start to see the depth of Mickey's character.
Definitely.
She's tough, resourceful, and deeply committed to her job. But she's also vulnerable, carrying the weight of her past and the fear for her sister's safety.
It's that complexity that makes her such a compelling character.
Yeah.
She's not just a cop. She's a sister, a daughter, a woman trying to navigate a world filled with darkness and find some semblance of justice, both for herself and for those she's sworn to protect.
As Mickey walks the streets of Kensington, She encounters people living on the fringes of society.
Right.
Women working the Ave, men emerging from the weeds, their lives marked by desperation.
Yeah.
These encounters paint such a vivid picture of the neighborhood.
Those encounters highlight the human cost of the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
These aren't just statistics. These are individuals with their own stories, their own struggles.
Right.
And Mickey, because of her connection to Casey, sees them with a different lens, recognizing their humanity amidst the chaos.
And just as things couldn't get more complicated, Mickey gets hit with another blow.
What's that?
Her former partner, Truman Dawes,
Okay.
might be connected to the case.
That potential betrayal is a huge turning point.
It is?
It suggests that corruption might run deeper than anyone imagined, reaching into the very institution meant to uphold the law. It forces Mickey to question everything and everyone, blurring the lines between right and wrong.
It's at this point in the story that Mickey discovers a secret about Casey's pregnancy that changes everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
We'll have to get into that in the next part.
Gotcha.
Join us next time for part 2 of our deep dive into Long Bright River.
Sounds good. So that secret about Casey's pregnancy...
Right where we left off.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It really is. Yeah. It's the revelation that Casey secretly left her newborn daughter with Ashley, a childhood friend. Unveils a side of Casey we haven't seen before.
Right. It showcases a capacity for selflessness and love, a desire to protect her child from the harsh realities of her life.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest of circumstances, people are capable of incredible acts of love and sacrifice.
And it challenges our assumptions about Casey.
Yeah.
She's not just an addict. She's a mother who made an incredibly difficult choice in an attempt to give her child a better life.
It makes you wonder what led her to that decision.
Right.
What she went through and where she is now.
It also raises questions about the support systems available to women like Casey. What if she had access to resources, to a community that could help her through this?
Right.
It forces us to think about the societal factors that contribute to these situations.
And as Mickey uncovers more about Casey's past, she's forced to confront her own guilt and responsibility.
Mickey's journey is one of self-discovery.
Yeah.
She's grappling with the mistakes she's made, the way she feels she failed Casey.
Right.
And the impact of their shared trauma.
It's a journey that many of us can relate to.
Definitely.
That struggle to come to terms with our past and find a way to move forward.
And it's a journey that highlights the complexities of family relationships, the love, the resentment, the forgiveness, and the understanding that bind us together even when things fall apart.
It's incredible how Moore weaves all these elements together.
Oh, yeah.
The personal struggles, the societal issues, the investigation, and the suspense.
Right.
Creating a story that's both gripping and thought-provoking.
Long Bright River is a powerful exploration of family, addiction, and the search for redemption.
It is.
It's a story that stays with you long after you finish the last page.
Definitely. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend picking up Long Bright River by Liz Moore. You won't be disappointed.
I second that. It's a book that deserves to be read, discussed, and pondered.
Absolutely. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more insightful book analyses. You can purchase Long Bright River via the link in the description. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
So much happens in this last section.
It really does. It feels like everything comes to a head.
Definitely.
Mickey's quest to protect Casey and her baby.
Yeah.
It becomes completely intertwined with this pursuit of justice in the murder cases.
Right. It's a collision of those two worlds that have been operating in parallel throughout the novel. And it forces Mickey to make some really tough choices.
Yeah, it does.
Choices that challenge her loyalty, her ethics, and her sense of self.
And then there's the devastating truth about Truman.
It's rough.
The revelation that he's not just involved in the drug trade,
right,
but that he's been actively exploiting vulnerable women in Kensington.
That betrayal is a gut punch, both for Mickey and for the reader.
Yeah.
It just shatters any remaining trust she had in him and reveals the depth of corruption within the very institution meant to uphold the law.
It's a sobering reminder that power can corrupt even those who are supposed to protect the most vulnerable.
For sure.
It's at that point that Mickey makes a decision.
Yeah.
A decision that changes everything.
What's that?
She quits the force.
Wow. She realizes that she can't fight for justice within a system that is itself complicit in the very crimes she's trying to solve.
Right.
It's a bold move.
It is. She's essentially going rogue.
Yeah.
Putting everything on the line to bring Truman down and keep Casey and her baby safe.
Wow.
It leads to that incredibly tense scene in the abandoned house where she confronts him.
Right. What did you think about that confrontation?
I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Mickey versus Truman with Casey Cotton Middle.
It's a heart-stopping scene, a culmination of all the tension and suspense that's been building throughout the novel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a raw and visceral depiction of the violence and desperation that permeate Kensington.
Right.
But it's also a powerful moment of empowerment for both sisters as they refuse to be victims and fight back against those who have wronged them.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest of circumstances, there's a spark of resilience.
Yeah.
A strength that can emerge when we're pushed to our limits.
Absolutely. And the ending, while bittersweet, offers a glimmer of hope.
It does.
Casey chooses to leave Philadelphia with her daughter, seeking a fresh start, a chance to build a new life free from the shadows of her past.
It's a powerful statement about the possibility of redemption.
Mm-hmm.
The belief that even after immense struggles, there's potential for healing and growth.
And for Mickey, there's a sense of peace that comes with letting go of the guilt and responsibility she's carried for so long.
Right.
She finally allows herself to grieve the loss of the sister she knew, while also acknowledging the strength and resilience that Casey has shown.
And then there's that beautiful, albeit fragile moment of reconciliation between Mickey and her father.
Oh, yeah.
They finally connect, acknowledging the pain of the past and finding a sliver of understanding.
It speaks to the complexities of family relationships, the ways in which love can endure even through years of hurt and distance. It suggests that forgiveness, while challenging, is ultimately a path towards healing.
So as we reach the end of this deep dive into Long Bright River, what are your final thoughts?
What stays with me is that this book is more than just a gripping thriller.
Yeah.
It's a powerful exploration of social injustices, family dynamics, and the human capacity for both darkness and light.
Yeah.
It's a story that challenges us to look beyond the surface, to examine the systems that perpetuate inequality, and to recognize the complexities of human experience.
It certainly leaves a lasting impact,
It does.
prompting reflection on the power of family,
Yeah.
the grip of addiction, and the choices we make when faced with adversity. It's a story that will stay with me, that's for sure.
Me too.
If you haven't already, I highly recommend picking up Long Bright River by Liz Moore. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, I second that.
And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more insightful book analyses. You can purchase Long Bright River via the link in the description. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.